Oh my God, they're dead!
Who could have done such a heinous act?
I bet it was that frog down by the swamp. I don't like that frog. He's got them shifty eyes. It was that convict Ironjaw, that rapscallion.
I bet it was that strange shadowy figure that likes to swing in the park on Thursday nights.
I swear to you, it was my stuffed panda. He's possessed.
It could have been Ricky's arm. We haven't seen it since it got cut off.
I definitely know who the killer is.
Blank is the killer. Gee golly howdy doody, my bones are telling me it's time for the 3rd annual Blank is the Killer Pumpkin Harvest. As is October tradition, let's take a look at this year's crop and applaud the ripest, best movies and boo the rotten stinkers. Maybe this here pumpkin harvest will help you decide on some films to watch during the spookiest month of the year. The ripe section in alphabetical order. The Burning, 1981, directed by Tony Maylam, a slasher that's carried by its cast that includes Jason Alexander and Fisher Stevens. It's a feel-good camp movie until it's a bloodbath. Demon Wind, 1990, directed by Charles Philip Moore. A group of friends, including a kung fu magician, have to deal with a bunch of demons. Ridiculous is an understatement. Excision, 2012, directed by Richard Bates Jr., a charm-filled ride about an odd and legitimately gross girl that just wants to be a surgeon. And Lynn McCord's performance as the main character Pauline is perfect and disturbing. Flesh-Eating Mothers, 1988, directed by James Aviles Martin. Mothers contract an STD that makes them hungry for flesh. This is one of the most hilarious So Bad It's Good movies that has ever made an appearance on the podcast. Haunt, 2019, directed by Scott Beck and Bryan Woods. A new Halloween classic. Friends enter a haunted house that's more than meets the eye. It's full of creepiness and new ideas. The Lighthouse, 2019, directed by Robert Eggers. A gorgeous film about a couple of wikis. Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson give mesmerizing performances. Misery, 1990, directed by Rob Reiner. Kathy Bates' haunting performance as Annie Wilkes will suck you in and keep you on the edge of your seat throughout. One Cut of the Dead, 2017, directed by Shinichirou Ueda. A breath of fresh air for the zombie genre. Saying anything else might spoil it. Go in blind. P2, 2007, directed by Franck Khalfoun. It's Christmas time and a lovable sociopath is just trying to find the right girl in this comedic yet deadly game of cat and mouse. Phantom of the Paradise, 1974, directed by Brian De Palma. A magical take on Phantom of the Opera. Well, not exactly. The music and aesthetic are incredible. Scare Package, 2019, directed by Courtney and Hilary Andujar, Anthony Cousins, Emily Hagins, Aaron B. Koontz, Chris McInroy, Noah Segan, and Baron Vaughn. The first ever anthology to make the Ripe list. Most of the shorts and framing device are amazing, ooze love for the horror genre, and are chock full of practical effects. Troll 2, 1990, directed by Claudio Fragasso. It's known as being the best worst movie, and it completely deserves the title. It'll put a smile on your face, guaranteed. Underwater, 2020, directed by William Eubank. The action never ends when you are trying to survive in the dangerous depths of the ocean, where monsters will kill you if changes in pressure don't get you first. An actual action-packed thrill ride. I can't believe I said that, but it genuinely is. Villains, 2019, directed by Dan Burke and Robert Olson. An amazing ensemble cast helms a goofy, dark comedy that's overflowing with style. Bill Skarsgård and Micah Monroe showcase some true comedic talent. Now let's head over to the other section of the patch. Be sure to hold your nose, 'cause it's rotten time. Altered, 2006, directed by Eduardo Sanchez, an unintentionally goofy movie where an alien is captured that never makes it into so bad it's good territory. The Beach House, 2019, directed by Jeff Brown. Saying a movie is Lovecraftian doesn't make it good. A meandering mess where nothing of value happens. Crawlers, 2020, directed by Brandon Zuck. It feels like a tradition to have a Hulark movie here. St. Patty's Day and Aliens sounds like a match made in horror heaven, yet this Hulu Into the Dark installment fails on every level. The Ginger Dead Man, 2005, directed by Charles Band. Straight up trash. I knew it was going to be bad, but had no idea that it would be a landfill inferno. The Lodge, 2019, directed by Severin Fiala and Veronica Franz. A frustrating watch with a plot that never comes close to being believable or entertaining. Meatball Machine, 2005, directed by Yudai Yamaguchi. The most boring and soulless Japanese gore movie I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot. Porno, 2019, directed by Chiolo Rosella. Hey, if we just call the film Porno, the controversial title will get people to watch this crap. How a movie called Porno can be so dreadfully dull and heartless is beyond me. It fails at being edgy, but succeeds at being a snooze fest. Satanic Panic, 2019, directed by Chelsea Stardust. Mediocre performances paired with a mediocre plot come together to make one hell of a boring movie. I could see this working with a better script. Sector 7, 2011, directed by Ji-Hoon Kim. A CGI monster attacking a crew that doesn't contain a single interesting character for what feels like forever. Tone Deaf, 2019, directed by Richard Bates Jr. It's tone deaf. Richard Bates Jr. either creates a quirky good time or an absolute misfire. This is the latter. Veronica, 2019, directed by Glenn Danzig. 3 so bad it's hilarious minutes surrounded by what feels like hours of unbearable mind-numbing garbage. Someone should have reined in Danzig. And that's it for this year's pumpkin harvest. Y'all best skedaddle on out of the patch faster than a life-loving jackrabbit that's hightailing it away from a starving hound. If you aren't out by the end of the episode, you'll be trapped here for an entire year. You might even turn into a pumpkin. If that's what you're into, I guess you can hang out. The rest of you get. See you next year.